My first tip today is to use him more on offense than you do on defense. Despite our natural tendency to use something on defense with the hopes of it counterattacking for added value, Magic Archer isn't entirely about that. You see, his best place isn't on either side of the board. On your side, his low HP is likely to be attacked by oncoming enemy units, and on your opponent's side, his low HP is definitely going to be attacked by the enemy crown tower. His best position is simply at the bridge. You want him to be using his piercing shot to stay right at that bridge point, chipping down your opponent's units and tower. My second tip is simply the free placements to get damage on your opponent's tower from your side of the board. To obtain ultimate value from this guy, you gotta make sure he's actually hitting the tower. It's very easy just to place him centrally at the bridge and for him to just miss hitting the tower until he inevitably dies. For this, you must know the three positions. The first is the tile just left of the bridge, allowing you to hit anything placed to the left hand side of the bridge tiles. And by bridge tiles, I mean the little path that goes straight directly to the crown tower. It'll make sense as I talk about the second position, which is the center of the bridge, allowing you to hit anything placed on those bridge tiles, so essentially directly between the bridge and the crown tower. And the final one, as you've probably guessed, is to the right of the bridge, allowing you to hit anything placed to the right of the bridge tiles. This works on both sides of the arena and is the most common mistake new Magic Archer players make. My third tip is to run him with other bait cards to keep him alive. This tip is more macro strategy than micro strategy, but it's always a good idea to be running another spell bait card with the Magic Archer. The easiest way to get this guy off the board is to just fireball him. No questions, a 4/4 trade that maybe gets the fireball player some bonus damage. The best way to avoid this is to run another card that your opponent will want to fireball. This can be anything from Hunter, Zappies, Flying Machine, Rural Hogs, Barbarians, Minion Horde, Elixir Collector, or even Three Musketeers. Losing a small bit of value by getting your Flying Machine or something fireballed enables your Magic Archer to stay alive for longer and regain that value himself, with your opponent's fireball now out of hand. It takes a little while to accept losing that initial value, but once you see what this guy can do on defense, it all becomes worth it. My fourth tip is, after keeping him alive on defense, place him in the opposite lane to utilize his range. Once you've fireball baited and have your Magic Archer free to rain his magical arrows onto the board, you really want to be using his long range whilst he's defending. The main reason you need to fireball bait is due to his low HP, so you don't exactly want to be jumping into attacking units and losing HP that way either. He has a 7 tile initiation range with an 11 tile projectile range. Adding protection from any oncoming units whilst utilizing his range is the best way to keep your Magic Archer alive and obtain maximum value from this card for 4 elixir. My final tip is to weigh up his offensive and defensive potentials in certain matchups. Personally, I'd say you should be using him as an offensive tool about 80% of the time. Whilst the defensive tips in this video are completely valid and will help you out a bunch, the more experienced players won't fall for your fireball bait or long-range defensive tactics. In these instances, you really want him to be a mainly offensive tool. I did a video on a deck that contained Magic Archer the other day, and I basically said the same thing in there, and it holds true in general strategy for him. He's mainly offensive with the ability to be a last-ditch defender. And yeah, that'll be all for my top 5 Magic Archer tips. These were sort of more general and macro strategy, but I personally think they're the most 5 important things to have in mind when using the Magic Archer. Of course, if you have anything more specific or just stuff that you think I missed out, do leave it in the comments below for others to pick up on. Of course, if you did enjoy today's video, then be sure to subscribe for more of this type of content, but apart from that, peace. I guess we can sort of have a bonus 6th tip here, which is King Tower activation. This isn't really using the Magic Archer, but when defending him, you can activate your King Tower using a tornado and any unit that he needs 2 or more shots to kill.